Hello YouTube, how are you doing this fine day, evening, whatever time you're watching this? Today we will be covering Pokemon the movie 2, also known as Pokemon 2000, the Power of One, I think it's called?
Yeah, Power of One.
Power of One. In the last podcast we covered the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, and I don't know how you guys felt about that, but personally, we kind of really enjoyed recording that video. So I hope you enjoy this one too.
Well, apparently we were told we were a bit confused sounding. So.
I mean, we know we're not confused sounding. It's kind
That's
of our
what I
shtick.
said. That's what I said to the commenter.
It's like if we don't sound confused, something is wrong. That's how I see
Yes,
it.
that's our natural state in this world. Confused and not knowing what the fuck is going on.
But yeah, I guess. Do we want to give a synopsis, like a brief synopsis of what the movie's about, or anything like that?
The synopsis is basically some guy that collected Pokemon cards as a kid decides, I'm gonna go capture the 3 legendary birds to get a bigger legendary bird, and that's gonna screw over the entire world, but I'll have them.
All to add to my precious collection of Pokemons.
Yes, this man has an ancient shotgun apparently. It looks like a heavy machine gun from Metal Slug as well, but yeah.
I mean, he's not going to use it, but it's in the background for some reason. It's on a
Have you seen
pedestal.
this man's castle? This man's castle has a fucking cannon at the bottom that he uses to shoot at animals.
It is a castle in the sky. That's all I'm saying. Laputa.
Yes. Just fucking has his mechs and everything on it.
Oh yeah, and the rest of the movie is basically just, Ash and the gang have to restore balance to the world by doing these things and going on an adventure and whatnot, as is with all of the Pokemon movies.
And the entire movie's plot depends on a pun that the English localizers saw their chance to make and went with it.
Keep in mind, this pun is only in the English dub. It is not in the Japanese, the original Japanese dub. It works well for the situation, but it's just the way it's presented is very forced.
Yes, like as I said, it just sounds like they came up with this pun and said, "We're putting it in the movie. We're making that the entire point. We are geniuses."
And the thing is, Ash is incredibly excited about it. And it makes sense from the pun. It doesn't make as much sense from the original Japanese. It kinda does, but not as much. You can see the reason for his excitement from the pun, whereas the original Japanese is just generic excitement for being the chosen one.
Yeah, which is a weird difference between the two, where in the dub, he's excited to be the chosen one and his hero complex is going off the chart, whereas in the sub, it just seems like he's excited to take part in this tradition.
That and his, hero complex is kicking in.
And it's not as big as the sub comes in where he says, I'm the chosen one.
I'm Ash, the chosen one. This is serious.
Where in the sub it's just like, I have to be responsible.
今日できることは今日やっておく。善は急げってね。それが俺の、僕の主義なんだ。
Yeah, it's a weird situation, but we will get into all of that in due time. We should start at the beginning, as all things should.
Yes, we will start at the beginning, which starts with Pikachu's vacation again. Well, a different vacation.
As is with every movie.
I think this one's called Pikachu's Rescue Adventure this time?
Something like that, yeah.
But I do want to correct something that we were on about last time. And that we said in this movie, it's when Pikachu's in the city. When Pikachu's in the camp, this one.
Oh, yes, they went, they're in the woods.
Yeah, we assumed it was the city one, this one, and turns out that's for the next one.
Yeah. Though, I'll be honest, right now, I cannot remember the last one anymore from the first movie. I watched it after we recorded just to make sure I remembered what it was. And I remembered, can't for the life of me remember what it is anymore. Apparently my memory is that bad, but that's just a me problem.
Yes. Where this one, basically, Togepi goes missing and everyone has to go find Togepi, and then they find Togepi in a nest of executes where they have accepted Togepi as one of their own.
There's an imposter among them.
Yes. Insert Among Us meme here.
And just to clarify, by everyone we are referring to only the Pokemon went looking for Togepi. The trainers are out cold and have no idea this is happening.
This entire thing happens not that far from them, and they are asleep under a tree. I would like to point out there is a massive hurricane-level storm in this movie, in the short, that nearly kills all the wild Pokemon in this area.
And throughout this adventure, you would think Ash, being the hero that he is and the friend to all Pokemon that he is, would be out looking for his missing Pikachu and friends during a hurricane. But no!
He's asleep.
He's asleep. Not only is he asleep, when they find them, they're just like, "Oh, I told you they were just out playing. It was a hurricane. Why are you so nonchalant about this?"
At this point, I think the storm was just around that one tree.
Yeah, so to clarify, the basic story is Togepi goes missing, like all the Pokemon go and look for her, and Pikachu manages to find her, as Dean said, in a nest of Execute. After trying to get her back from the this is after going on quite the trek journey type thing through the forest, the lot of them falling into trees and shit. It was weird.
Yeah.
Found an underground civilization.
Of what was it called? Fairies that use metronome and then they just self-destruct.
Yeah. After finding Togepi, they try to get her back, but one of the Execute are missing, and Togepi has now taken its place, since it's an egg, I guess.
Yeah, because it's vaguely egg-shaped.
And the others don't want to give her up, so basically the team has to try and find the missing Execute or do something to help them, and that's when a storm kicks in.
I don't even think they went looking for the missing Execute. They just went to go have fun in the forest along, and then the storm starts and they rush back to Togepi.
I think they were actually looking for the Execute while they were having fun. They just got sidetracked a bit.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were supposed to be doing, but it doesn't come across like that.
Yeah, it just seems like they're having fun. The storm comes and then they have to save these nests of Execute, which makes me wonder, do Executors just climb this giant tree, lay their eggs and abandon them?
Or did the Execute just decide, hey, we're gonna go live in a nest in a tree one day?
Is there a bird that lays these things?
Where do these eggs come from? And so this is a trope that I think is in every one, or most of the Pikachu adventures, is that somewhere along the line, Pikachu falls onto a Snorlax's belly.
Yes, I think that is a trope. It's not just the Snorlax though. I think he just always falls on a Pokemon, and that Pokemon usually then stays like a cast member.
Yeah, because I think in the previous one also there was a Snorlax.
Yes, there is a Snorlax.
This is when I realized, I didn't know how big this tree was. I thought this was a regular ass tree, because Pokemon are small. This tree can support a Snorlax on one of its branches.
On one branch. It's not laying in the middle of the trunk at the top. No, it's laying on one branch. Full on a Snorlax.
And that's a Snorlax plus all the other Pokemon. As while the Pokemon are trying to save this nest of Execute from blowing away, they kind of make a daisy chain of Pokemon, with Pikachu at the bottom trying to hold on to for dear life at the tree branch, and Snorlax shows up as a Deus Ex Machina, and then gets lazy when he sees some fruit.
No. Snorlax was willing to sacrifice everything for that fucking apples.
Yeah. At which point, it was this weird moment where the day was saved, Snorlax was there, and he was reeling in all the Pokemon like they were a fucking rope, with an Execute attached at the end.
Yes, and then these apples just randomly fly past in a perfect line constantly, and Snorlax just gives up everything on these Pokemon to eat apples.
I would like to think that the reason for that is because he was, even he was having some trouble, so it's possible that maybe he was just, he was hibernating, so maybe he's just a bit tired, he hasn't had his daily dose of vitamin C or whatever the fuck apples give you. So he needed to get a snack before he could actually help.
Yes.
So he stopped, let them go, ate, and then went back to carrying them.
Yes. Also, we are skipping a very important part.
What did we miss?
Pikachu and Elekid fight the storm.
Oh yes, they did. Which,
They literally stand on the branch and just thunderbolt the thunder away.
I mean, Pikachu does much worse later in this movie.
No, this is setting up that later on.
Yeah.
Especially when Pikachu and Elekid meet, they shock each other to like shake hands.
Yeah, to greet. I'm pretty sure that this movie is kind of a precursor to what is happening in this story is a precursor to what's happening in the movie. At least part of the movie. With a random storm brewing and everything.
Yeah, it's just Zapdos being an asshole again.
Fucking Zapdos. Which, fun fact, apparently Zapdoses are said to live in thunderclouds. So it would make sense that it was Zapdos.
Yeah, but in this world, Zapdos lives on an island in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
and just fights two other legendary birds.
Sorry, I'm talking about Pokédex entries and not
No,
anime
you talk
canon.
about Pokédex entries. Yes, you talk about Pokédex entries. The anime canon is it lives on the island. The game canon is it lives in a fucking abandoned power plant. And now there's a Galar one, which is a shiny one, which just looks like a Doduo.
It's literally just a fucking ostrich. It does not fly, as far as I'm aware. Like, when I said it looks like a Doduo with one head, I was referring to the fact that it is literally just running across the land.
I mean, it's also brownish.
Yeah, like they all got a different color. So I feel like it's less a shiny and more just a Galarian version. It's a Galarian form.
Yeah, which also fucks up that there's only one of Zapdos.
I mean, there should be one Lugia, but apparently he has kids.
Looking at the Galarian birds, these aren't even the same Pokemon. I don't know why they call them Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres.
I guess because they represent the same thing, and their designs are like they look the same, but like the original birds got a makeover. Like they became divas.
Moltres and Articuno don't look at all like
Moltres, I will agree with you. Articuno still look like Articuno, but like if Articuno was a opera diva.
Yes, because it has the mask and everything.
Yeah, so it still kinda has that Articuno feel to it. Whereas Moltres just looks like it should be Suzaku. But yeah, that's basically the end of it. It's just Snorlax stops eating, helps the Pokemon get back.
And the day is saved.
The day is saved. Then the first, or the missing Execute egg shows up. And as he's joining his comrades,
a Leafstone appears.
A fucking Leafstone got blown in apparently, and they evolve into an Executor. That is the end of that whole saga.
Yes.
The gang's Pokemon make it their way back to where they came from. I think via Clefairy again.
No. Elekid shows them the exit to the canyon area that they were in. And then they head back.
Okay. Now I just remember them being in the river again, and I don't remember why.
No. That's Meowth floats down the river.
Oh, right. I forgot Meowth was briefly in here.
Yeah, throughout the whole thing, Meowth is
lost. He's lost in the woods, can't find anyone.
Yes, and then we just cut to him randomly getting attacked by like a
Gyarados or something. Is that part 20 minutes long?
Yes, it's exactly 20 minutes long.
Why is it so long?
Because they need filler to fill up the movie. Because you can't.
Holy
if I remember right,
shit.
you can't have a movie in a cinema under an hour and a half.
I see. But yeah, you are correct. It is exactly 20 minutes long. But it's a bit over 20 minutes actually. Wow, that is amazing.
We are past that now. We are finally at the actual movie where we do hear a very nice legend.
Disturb not the harmony of fire, ice, or lightning, lest these titans wreak destruction upon the world in which they clash. O chosen one, into thine hands bring together all three, their treasures combined. Tame the beast of the sea.
By Slowking. Well, it's not revealed.
No, it wasn't by Slowking, it was by the dude's computer. Yes, it's the villain. Sorry, I thought it was the villain's computer for a second, but no, it's just the villain.
It's the villain that is kinda very nothing in this movie. He's there to make things happen, but he's not the actual villain. This movie is one of those movies that doesn't have an actual full-on antagonist. He just shows up to make things happen and then he leaves.
He is the most nothing antagonist of all Pokemon movies ever.
Which is kind of a shame because I do like his voice acting and humor as a character.
Yeah, like his motivations would make him a great villain if he committed fully. But you can, like, by the end of the movie, you can kind of tell that he is just a collector and he learns that there are some things that should not be collected.
He doesn't have a presence.
He doesn't have presence, and like aside from the shit he caused, like from basically the start of the movie till like the midpoint of the movie, he just becomes a very nothing character after a while.
Yeah, he disappears for like 30 minutes at a time.
He's hardly in the movie at all. And when he is, he's got that foreboding presence about him, and it's all wasted.
Yes, which is a shame because as I said, I like him as a villain. It's just he needs to be there more. Like, I can totally get behind like a guy collecting Pokemon the way he does, which is just fire fucking cannons at him.
Yeah, which honestly, more people should invest in his cannons. No, I'm sorry, that would be horrible. Like, so there would be so much death of Pokemon if that man just went around collecting Pokemon that way. Because he doesn't even use Pokeballs, the man is cheating!
No, the man uses vague, what do you call it, shapes.
Geometric shapes.
Yes, it's just he throws geometry at it and it catches them for some reason.
But yeah, he basically just went full Gundam villain on them.
Yes.
With geometry.
Yes, which, again, it starts off with a very nice legend. And I do really wish the birds got something like this in the game.
Yeah, because the birds are kind of just there
Nothing.
in the games. Like, you just happen to find them.
Yeah, that's the issue with the side legendaries in most Pokemon games. They have nothing to them, they are just there.
Like, in the later games, there is some, like, lore or legend about them. Like, for Darkrai and
Yeah, Darkrai, Cresselia.
Cresselia, there we go. Like, the two of them had a very nice legend that went hand in hand. But it's not something we see for all side story or side
Yeah, that's
legends.
something nice Gen 4 did, where a lot of foreshadowing is done in libraries and stuff, where you can go read them. Which is only done in Gen 1 with Mewtwo, where you go to Cinnabar Island and find the entire note section from the mansion.
Yeah, with talking about the failed clones, which people have theorized just means that Dittos are failed
Ditto.
clones.
Yeah, because Ditto and Mew are the only two that can use Transform.
No, the only two that can use transform, they have the same color palettes, and yeah, that's not the only thing about
shiny
them.
and that, yeah. Whereas the birds in that game, it's just, I have to get to Cinnabar Island. I'm gonna surf. Oh my god, Articuno,
What are you doing here?
Random ass cave.
Like, I need to go to the power station. I don't know why, but I need to go there. Why is there Zapdos here? Why is it just chilling? Which, the anime recently did a nod to that whole situation, where they did a raid battle for Zapdos and found him in the power plant.
Okay, that's a nice touch. After he after he gets Moltres in his circles of death, we hear he wants Lugia, and then the movie starts. This is the only tie they ever get with Lugia, though, which is weird.
The only time they ever get with Lugia, I mean, at least Lugia got a movie. Ho-Oh is still waiting, fam.
No, Ho-Oh got that at the start
of the anime,
that's
though.
it.
That's all.
Yes.
That's all he ever got. I think he got some references in Gen 2 as well, but even then he never showed up.
Yeah, it's just always Ash goes, on my first day I saw a legendary bird, and then that's all you ever hear.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he shows up briefly in the rebooted series. I Choose You.
Yes, I Choose You. The entire point is finding Ho-Oh. Sorry,
Yes.
he does have a movie.
He's barely in the movie, but he does have one.
Yes, it's more looking at his feather, that's the entire movie. Finally we get to the actual start of the movie, and we find out Tracy's here.
Because this takes place during the Orange Islands saga.
Do you know the reason why Tracy is a character?
Because they wanted to get rid of Brock for some reason, wasn't it?
Apparently they thought, I could be wrong, it's something along these lines, but it's either they thought Brock was racist, or they thought Westerners didn't like Brock.
Oh, yes. I think I do remember something about that.
Yes, and thus they introduced Tracy, who was kinda a nothing character because I barely remember him even from the Orange Islands.
His quirk was that he enjoyed drawing Pokemon. That was
Yes.
about it. And he had a Scyther. He had bug types. He had a Scyther and a Venomoth.
Yes,
that was
yes.
all. It was
No,
just
he had
a
a
dude.
medal. He had a medal.
Did he have a medal? Oh, yes, he had a medal. I forgot about the medal. He was Professor Oak's assistant. That was
Yeah.
literally all. He just, for some reason, decided to join them. I don't even
Yes,
remember
yes.
why. I think just to go draw more Pokemon.
Yeah, Brock went to Ivy and Tracy went to the gang. And
Yeah.
then later on, when Brock comes back, Tracy goes to Oak again.
Yeah. And you will see him running around in the background of Oak's
Only
lab.
in movies. Only in the movies.
No, I'm talking about Trace.
Yes, only in the movies. I don't think he shows up in the background of Oak's video calls.
Oh, no, it's usually just the Pokemon that show up in Oak's video calls.
Yes, whereas
Fucking
in
muck.
the video calls when the video calls in the movies, it's usually the Pokemon are panicking and Tracy's running around with him.
Yeah, whereas in this one we do get a shot similar, but in fact, instead it is Professor Ivy, a call with Professor Ivy, and it's Brock running around in the background.
Yeah.
Don't know what he was doing, but he was running around in the background.
I remember the Pokemon was going insane because of the
Oh, yes.
And Brock was like, I sense it. Not Brock, the Pokemon. Brock sensed it. The Pokemon sense there's something wrong and then go.
Brock is a
nuts.
Pokemon confirmed. That's why he never opens his eyes.
You'll just see the animal like eyes. You'll just see like Pikachu eyes. As narrator Kun leads us in, we get the slap of music again.
Oh, yes, do you want to be the master of Pokemon? Do you have the skills to be number one? Which, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the openings to the anime, but remixed.
It's Orange Island. Yeah, it's Orange Island.
Yes.
They always take the season for the movie. They use that season.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, as the movie goes on, after the awesome music, the boat fucking crashes and Team Rocket also is following them and dies.
We should also say that the reason for the whole boat thing was just to to introduce all the Pokemon along for the ride this time.
Yeah.
Which right now I don't even remember who they were.
More than half of them don't get used.
A lot of them don't
Like-
get used.
Yes, this is a very
Heavy.
Ash's Pokemon like. It's more Pikachu is the main Pokemon of this one. So as that goes on, the boat gets caught in a storm, crashes on an island.
A storm, much like in Pikachu's adventure.
They are now on the island, and we see the best character design of all of Pokemon.
Oh yes, you really like the design.
I love Melody's design.
Also a really good name for her character.
It's not that in Japanese, but I can't remember her Japanese name.
So we meet Melody, who is kind of a tsundere.
Not full tsundere.
It's like she starts off as a tsundere and then mellows out like super quickly.
Yes, she sees Misty and immediately just decides I'm gonna fuck with this girl the entire movie.
I have found my prey.
Like, Ash is cute, yes, but getting this girl angry is gonna be fun.
Which personally, fucking love that.
Yes.
It's great to have another girl and have her fucking with Misty.
Yes, their banter is one of the best parts of this fucking movie.
Yeah, and it honestly just makes up a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It builds a lot of character for them for the movie.
Yes.
Like it
yes,
builds
yes.
her character up very quickly.
Yes, and then it also just plays on the fact that yes, Misty does like Ash.
Yeah.
Also, we learn in a scene around us that Palatown is fucking huge.
Mhm.
That apparently built on this wide ass field and there's only like 5 houses in Palatown.
For some reason, Palatown is the most desolate place like in the world.
So speaking of which, we all see that the Pokemon are now going crazy in Palatown for reasons.
Like the
And-
Diglett are just okay. Firstly,
Yes. Firstly, oh, what the fuck are you doing on your bike on some Diglets?
okay.
This is not the place for you to use your bicycle.
But other than that, I'm surprised this old man is riding a bike. It's pretty fucking hip. Let's be honest. This man rocks up at Ash's mom, like
Trying to
pulling
get
up
some.
on pulling up on his bicycle, like a mad lad, and I'm just like, mad respect, fam. To be fair, I don't think his lab is that far away.
No, it isn't.
So I found it hilarious just seeing Oak turn up to Ash's house on a bicycle.
Yes. Just, it's a good day, isn't it? And then everything just shit happens to him.
Like the Diglett stole his bike. The Pidgeys are going
his
crazy.
There's fucking rainstorm to snowstorm to sunstorm.
All within the span of like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Weather was fucking crazy that day, man.
Listen, when you lose fire as an element in the water, apparently.
Apparently that causes... I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Apparently Moltres was the only one fucking keeping the planet warm.
Yeah! He's the bird of fire. Like, Moltres was there. Basically, Moltres is the bird of, like, the warm times, like summer, autumn.
Yes.
And then Articuno was there for the cold days.
Yes.
And then Zapdos was just there to catch on cuck. With electricity. With lightning and thunder.
He's not there for any actual reason other than just keep them both in check.
By being a right cunt.
Yes, back to the movie. Melody teasing Misty again, but the thing is, she knows Misty's name for no reason.
She has not... So, keep in mind, this is within the same scene where they
Yes, where
just
Melody
meet.
is introduced, yes.
So, Melody
Like-
is introduced to Ash and Pikachu.
Like, literally, they say, this is Ash. He's a Pokemon trainer, and everyone loses their shit because apparently Pokemon trainers are weird, but it's
Apparently,
more of a tourist
Pokemon
thing.
trainers are very rare around here. No one else on this island has a Pokemon.
Yes, but I'm assuming it's more of a tourist thing where they're like, okay, we have now a trainer that we can use for our little tourist thing to draw in more trainers and
Nah,
stuff.
I legitimately think that no one on this island has a Pokemon. None of them have Pokemon. Like, do you ever see another Pokemon in this entire movie?
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
So, they have to be hopeful every fucking year that a trainer shows up around this time for the event, for their festival.
So as we were saying, Melody just for some reason knows who Misty is,
By name.
and it's by name and everything. Like, Misty, don't get jealous or anything. And it's like, how do you know her?
Like, when did you learn about her? Are you a future seer? I know you best girl, but how do you know Misty? And then she gives Ash a kiss on the cheek because
Yes.
she thinks it's
Just
cute.
to piss off Misty. Yeah, just to piss off Misty.
That too. And I mean, you know, I've been saying for the past few years that Ash has finally grown as a person because he finally got a kiss from Serena in X and Y. I entirely forgot that he already got a phrase stuck here.
Yes.
Although it's just a kiss on the cheek, let's be honest, it's not the same level. Serena is still waifu,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean.
I mean, and then there's also the weird thing is, they tell Ash this is all just for tourists, and Ash doesn't ever remember that. It's just, I'm the chosen.
I am the chosen one.
He fucking thinks he's Neo through this whole movie.
He literally goes on a rampage trying to fulfill this. Okay, so as we said before, there is a prophecy to do with the birds. This island is basically the keepers of that prophecy. Every year they will have a celebration, festival type celebration where I guess a trustworthy trainer needs to go to the
It's not even trustworthy. It's just whoever the maiden chooses, and
Yes.
the maiden this year was Melody.
Yes. And they have to basically gather the 3 orbs and bring it to the plateau or whatever it's called. And Ash hears this and he's like, I'ma go do that shit right now.
Wait. You're skipping the best part is where they snuck in an STD joke.
And she says, no, but I have crabbies.
They did! They did sneak in an STD joke. I
Wait.
was shocked.
Where one of them is like, I have crappies.
Yes! I was shocked.
And I watched the Japanese version, and it's just generic. You know what they say, right? And then they start laughing.
でしょ
But no, in the dub they had to.
They had to
I have
emphasize that
crabbies.
somebody had crabbies.
So Ash falls for this tourist trick after listening to a STD joke.
Yes.
And hearing Melody play what has to be the second most iconic ocarina. Well, yeah, the second. Well, not the most famous ocarina tune, but that's one of the better known ocarina tune.
A really good ocarina tune.
Yes, because I have to say the second well known because Zelda has a bunch of really good ocarina tunes.
Basically, this is the second franchise that has such good music played with an ocarina.
Yes, nowhere else do you hear ocarinas.
I've probably heard an ocarina once outside of Zelda and here, and I don't remember where it was. Honestly, it may have been a series.
Or a YouTube video that covers with an ocarina.
Not even. I think it was just in a series, someone had an ocarina that was broken and then someone fixed it and then it was like a thing. I don't even think they played the damn thing. But yeah, she plays this really lovely melody on her ocarina while doing this. Well, she starts off doing a little dance and then just stops in place and just plays the rest of it. And it's honestly just a very beautiful sound.
Which it doesn't sound as good in Japanese, to be honest. Which is a very weird improvement on the part of the dub.
But dub does tend to have good music for Pokemon.
Yes, for Pokemon.
Like they usually do a good job keeping up with like having good music.
Honestly, I miss when dubs used to make their own soundtracks a lot of the time, because that just doesn't happen. Like all opening songs of anime will just either be the Japanese song, or they'll just do a cover of the Japanese song.
Sorry, I was entranced by Ocarina for a second there.
So after the Ocarina scene, let's leave the Ocarina scene. Ash immediately just fucking jumps on a boat and then they nearly kill Team Rocket again.
How many times did Team Rocket almost drown in this movie?
It's nearly... I think it's this and Pokemon, the first movie, they're just constantly nearly drowning.
I would like to point out, the first two movies of Pokemon, the biggest issue that they had was terrible weather.
Yes.
In both movies. And I find that kind of funny, I'll be honest.
So yeah, as I was saying, they nearly murdered Team Rock by driving over them with a boat in open ocean, and apparently Ash and this woman never saw them.
Yeah, somehow. I guess they were focusing on the horizon, or the island on the horizon, not so much what's in front of them, which...
So you're telling me this woman will just kill a Lapras?
I'm telling you this woman will just kill a Lapras. Who, I'm surprised Lapras was not in this movie. Because Ash does have a Lapras, and it is an Ice-type Pokemon. It would have been perfect for the situation. But nope, no Lapras. Unless this is after they gave, like, set Lapras free, which...
No. Lapras is in the start of the movie.
Yes,
during the song.
yes, she is. So, I don't know why Ash... Like, instead, like, later on, they made a sled out of... I don't even remember what.
Out of broken boat part. It's broken boat parts.
But there's a Lapras that's perfectly good to use. I don't know.
No. The water's frozen at that time.
That's a fucking Lapras. It's an ice type. Can deal.
Yeah, I don't think it can chill on top of the ice. Just flailing around.
It can... I'm sure it can slide.
Oh, bro, I want to see a fucking Lapras now. Skating.
Just a Lapras with ice skates on. It's not skating, but it's got ice skates on.
Yeah.
And this is around the time that Ash makes a fairly morbid joke about how, like, he basically says, I hope this festival doesn't involve a funeral. To which I was just like, the fuck?
They snuck this shit in constantly.
They
because if I remember right, in the Japanese version, he just says, I thought this was supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
Ignoring the fact he's the one that chose to go out in the storm.
He chose to go out in the storm after they told him, you can wait till tomorrow.
Yes.
To which he said, fuck that, I'm going right now. You cannot stop me. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he makes that joke that he may just fucking die.
Yeah.
And then Melody starts feeling bad that she chose him, ignoring the fact again he decided to go out in the storm.
Yeah, but she also has a small crush on him and used to tease Misty. Like, if Ash is dead, who is she gonna tease Misty about? That's just kind of morbid at that point, you know? You can't tease
True enough.
someone about their dead love interest, because that's just fucked up.
True enough, true enough.
So she... so she goes to steal a fucking boat.
No, she didn't steal. She asked her sister, can I
yeah.
borrow your boat?
I wanted to
And
make
then
it
she's
seem
like,
more
"What?"
dramatic as well.
I know. It gets dramatic the fact that Misty comes. I'm not his girlfriend. I'm a girl and
I'm his friend. But I'm not his
But
girlfriend.
I'm not his girlfriend.
And then Tracy just shows up. Someone call me. What's up?
No.
girls?
You guys talking about me?
So, like, what's up, ladies?
And then they go on the sailing boat, which later we will find out is kinda an amazing sailing boat.
My god, the most badass, robust sailing boat in existence.
Yes. Whoever designs the boats for the Orange Island people needs to just really go work for something like the Titanic and
Like, you know, Gen 3, they had the submarine.
yeah.
That dude, I'm sure he's working on the submarine project. Like, he worked on that shit, let's be honest. I mean, it wasn't just one boat though, it was both of them.
Yes,
Made out
that's why I said
pretty well.
all the boats for the Orange Islands are probably made by this one guy. And this guy needs to go design battleships and shit
like-
like that.
You know how in anime it's a common trope to have this, like, legendary blacksmith that can craft the, like, most amazing equipment and whatever. Like,
Yeah.
that guy is the equivalent to that of
No.
boats.
It's basically Frankie's
Yes.
teacher from One Piece,
Yes.
who was supposed to be such an amazing shipwright.
And then, after crash landing on this island in a boat.
Yes.
Um,
On some rocks, and the boat is fine.
Ash runs up through the gates. Oh yes, the Torii gates. You know, in Japan they have those red gates.
Yeah,
that-
those-
at the like entrances to shrines and
Shrines.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I really like that they added that touch to the design of this island.
Yeah.
Just at the base of the stairs are some Torii gates, and Ash just runs up to the top of the staircase with his Pikachu in tow.
No. Pikachu's leading him.
Oh yes, Pikachu, the fucking Messiah, knows everything about the situation for some reason.
Yes. We'll get to that later, though.
Yeah.
Because it gets worse.
No. The whole reason Ash left, or one of the reasons that Ash left so early in a hurry,
Yes,
was because
because
Pikachu decided, hey, Ash, we need to fucking go. Shit is happening, we need to leave.
Yes, which it is explained that Pokemon know what's happening, but Pikachu knows too much, and we'll get to that
Yeah.
later.
Pikachu leads Ash up the stairs to the first orb of, I guess this was Fire Island? Moltres' Island? Yeah.
Yeah.
The orb of Fire Island. And Pikachu tells him to take it. So he struggles for a second because it's so snug in the socket of what I'm assuming is a Moltres face statue.
Yes, somehow a glass orb is just in a fucking stone statue, which I'm guessing they just moor it in. Yeah, they just moor it in after every year someone comes to collect them.
I mean, I'm assuming it's a bit more mystical than just glass. So it's probably a
Hey,
bit more
probably.
durable. And yeah.
We are skipping the part where Melody is on a boat.
No,
sailing
that
towards
comes
the
after
island.
Ash gets
No,
to the
no,
top,
no.
isn't it?
No. It's when Ash starts running up the stairs, it cuts to Melody just riding a sick ass wave like she's from the movie.
Oh,
Surf's Up.
yes! She rode a fucking wave! I forgot
Yes.
about that.
And then Misty is like, no. Yeah, then she's like, oh, this is cool. And Melody's like, you don't have to be scared. I've been around boats all my life. And Misty's like, oh, don't worry. I'm not scared in the ocean. Cuts to the first movie where she's nearly dying in the ocean.
She's
scared.
drowning. I mean, yeah, I can't even defend her. Because, yeah, it was pretty bad. And,
No. You can't defend that. She doesn't remember that.
yes, she doesn't, like, no one remembers the first movie. Mewtwo wiped their memories. So,
Yes.
she's kind of forgiven for that statement. But still, It's like, yes, you have been around water Pokemon all your life, and you are a water gym leader, but keep in mind, this is a fucking storm. You don't have any Pokemon out right now. If you are concerned, take out a Pokemon now or you might lose your chance.
Now she's hoping that fucking Stardew will carry her again.
Meanwhile, Melody is just fucking surfing in a ship.
Surfing, crash lands on a fucking rock, decides, sees the other boat, goes, I'm gonna go look for Ash, busts out the sail, and apparently this boat is so light. It flies off the rock and glides up a staircase.
Up a fucking staircase. Not even glides, it just slides up. It's just
Yes.
a fucking concrete stone staircase.
And this
How?
boat is doing and it's not even that. They make it look like she's doing something because she's pulling the cords to make it catch more wind.
Yeah.
But I still doubt no matter how much
No
wind
matter
this
how-
boat
like-
is sliding here.
It can be argued that because of the storm, the winds are a lot stronger, so that might give it enough lift to pull it up.
Yeah.
But that's just giving her the benefit of the doubt. There is no amount of training in your life that has prepared you for this situation, where you need to sail
Unless,
up a flight of stairs.
unless it's just a normal thing where people in this island apparently go rock surfing.
Which, honestly, like we said before, Melody is just a great character, and I feel like this just adds to her badassery
Yes.
more than anything else.
Where she does nonsensical things, but it's so fucking cool. You just go,
Yeah.
you're fine. Yeah, so now we get to where Ash finds
Wait, before
the orb. Wait,
was it
what?
before or after that? Team Rocket giving the kids relationship advice.
It's after that, so what happens is Ash runs up the stairs and you see Team Rocket make a pun, but I can't remember what the joke is.
Pikachu will get you.
So Ash gets the orb finally, Team Rocket decides they're gonna reveal themselves, and in the English version, Ash breaks the fourth wall where he goes, I'm gonna have to see this on video.
Prepare for more trouble than you've ever seen.
And make it double. We're on the big screen.
I have to catch this on video.
I think I missed that, to be honest. I was probably typing to you at the time.
Yeah, it's when they're busy giving this speech, and then Ash stops them and goes, I'm gonna have to catch this on video. And then they go, you're rude, and then the boat just fucking nearly takes them out.
Again, like, they
But-
almost died by boat alone. Boat collision
Yes.
alone. 3 times in
Funny
this
thing
movie.
is- the funny thing is, again, the dubbers saw their opportunity for a joke where they went, oh, ship has finally sailed in, and then they turn around and the boat is just flying at them.
But yeah, Ash gets his orb and everything is good in the world.
And fucking Zapdos comes in like, I'm gonna be all powerful now
Oh.
that my rival is gone.
Zapdos, from the minute that Moltres was captured, Zapdos decided, that's fucking free real estate right there.
Yes. he just went all in for power.
It's like, I have this island, and that's nice. But you know what's better than one island? 2 islands. And just try to take over Moltres' island.
Listen, Zapdos has a huge ego because he knows he's super effective against birds.
Yeah, he is the king of birds, let's be honest. If Articuno was to take him on, Articuno would be fucked. Moltres
Fucking
as well, technically, because, yeah, of the 3 legendary birds, none of them are effective against him. He's effective against both of them.
yes.
And Lugia and Ho-Oh.
It's kinda unfair. He's double
He's
super
double effective against Lugia.
Yeah, because Lugia's flying and water.
Yeah. So, I don't know why Lugia's the fucking guardian. What's he gonna do to Zapdos?
Fucking Zapdos like, finally, my time has come, just takes over the island. Well, first we get the relationship advice, which the Japanese version makes it more lovey-lovey, and the dub is just they joke that Team Rocket's been in a relationship long enough.
Yeah, like I understood that as like a relationship, like a romantic relationship.
Yeah,
Like Meowth making fun of them.
which in the anime they aren't, but is kinda a thing that will they, won't they?
Yeah, which
Which
I
in the
mean-
manga, it's just straight up ends with Jessie is pregnant.
Funny thing is, they don't appear in the manga. I don't know what manga that is.
Yeah, Electric Tales of Pikachu.
Oh yes, which I'm surprised is still ongoing, to be honest. I haven't read them. I haven't read that manga, so I do not know. I should though, because I recently I watched Loxton doing a description or summary of the manga, and it's interesting considering that it's written by a hentai artist.
That explains
Fun
so
fact.
much of the art I've ever
Yup.
seen of it. Because I've seen
Yes.
Misty in some weird outfits from that manga.
You haven't seen this joy, have you? It is so clear that it's drawn by a hentai artist.
Back to the movie. Pikachu knows how to solve it.
Before that, Team Rocket gives relationship advice to the kids. And that relationship advice is don't get involved with the opposite sex. Literally what he said.
Do you think this is why everyone thinks James is gay?
Yeah, probably.
And then we get to our Lord and Savior Zapdos coming in. And Pikachu just talking to it in electricity.
Meowth translates for Pikachu here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so the Pikachu literally thunderbolts Zapdos. Zapdos ignores it. Then Zapdos thunderbolts Pikachu. And then it's apparently a conversation between electric types that Meowth understands.
Because, Meowth speaks all Pokemon languages. He's multilingual.
Yes, he fucking speaks electricity.
I would like to point out the first time, when I first saw Pikachu zapping Zapdos, I thought he was just picking a fight with Zapdos, and I was like, Pikachu, what the fuck are you doing? You will die.
Yes, Ash is also like, Pikachu, no! And then it's just, Meowth is, no, he's talking to him. And
Don't worry about it, fam. It's fine. They're just conversing.
just conversing. And then it just does turn out Zapdos is the biggest asshole that's up his own ass with, I shall rule the skies.
Here. But now that Moltres is gone, lightning shall rule over fire, and I claim this island as my own from this day forward.
So, you think Pikachu's talking to him, you think, okay, they'll be civil about this. Zapdos basically just says, I don't give a fuck, I want to rule the skies. It is my time
Yes.
now.
Yes, but the funny thing is, Pikachu specifically goes, hey Zapdos, where is Moltres?
Yeah.
And what are you doing on Fire Island? Like, Pikachu, how do you know this?
How does Pikachu know all of this?
I know it's hinted that the Pokemon know there's something happening on these 3 islands because they're in tune with nature, but he knows names.
The Pokemon can sense there's an imbalance with nature. That's
Yes.
about as much as you can infer from that statement. Pikachu knows the exact fucking situation, and I'm concerned. That's why I said earlier, Pikachu is the fucking messiah.
Like, Pikachu knows Ash can solve all of this, he knows how to solve all of this.
Somewhere
knows.
along Pikachu's life, before he met up with Ash, he was a fucking archaeologist and he learned about this prophecy somewhere. Yeah, so Zapdos is a right piece of shit.
Yes, he's a right piece of shit. And immediately the castle in the sky descends upon him and he tries destroying it. But apparently he's... Oh yeah, the guy has thunder... What you call it?
Yeah.
Lightning things?
Yes, lightning rods.
Yeah, lightning rods at
To-
the bottom of his shop.
To protect against lightning attacks.
Yes. And then he throws the magical squares at Zapdos and captures Zapdos, but captures everyone else as well.
As well, because for some reason... Oh yeah, because the boat got caught up in it.
Yes, the boat got caught up in it. But the weird thing is, once he comes down to see Zapdos, because that's also told, the computer told him they have extra people.
Yeah.
He lets them out for some reason.
He's not collecting humans, he's collecting Pokemon. What are they
Yes,
gonna
but
do?
You can keep them captured so they don't free the Pokemon you captured.
I don't think he was expecting them to free the Pokemon. I think he was expecting them to just go on their merry way.
No. You can't say that after he says, I'm collecting Pokemon, and Misty goes, how
That's
dare
not
you
right.
collect Pokemon?
That's disgusting! The way you talk, it's like Pokemon are just things to collect, like dolls or stamps!
Pokemon aren't meant to be collected.
Fucking this movie's version of Pokemon aren't meant to fight. Not like this.
I want to go up to Misty and be like, have you seen my Pokédex? Have you seen my box?
Yes.
Look at all those Pokemon that are just chilling in the box. Have you seen the latest season of Pokemon, or the latest generation of the Pokemon anime? Where Ash is helping a man go around catching every single Pokemon?
Like, literally, the entire point of this entire series is Pokemon fight and you collect Pokemon. You and Nurse Joy apparently live in some different world.
Misty and Nurse Joy do not know the true meaning of Pokemon world. And I find it fucking hilarious.
Yes. This is also the round time we learn Melody doesn't know the actual... Like, apparently her tribe doesn't know the actual prophecy.
They know bits and pieces of the prophecy. They don't know the whole thing.
Which apparently the important part of Do Not Disturb the Titans of Fire, Ice and Lightning. Something. The Guardian will rise to quell them, but alone its song will fail, thus the world will turn to ash, and that's the pun of the entire movie is.
Thus the world will turn to ash.
Yeah, ash is literally in the prophecy.
Yes. The reason that he was so excited is because... Oh, actually no, he didn't even know about it back then.
He doesn't.
He didn't even know about
He didn't realize it because they don't know their own prophecy.
Yeah, he was just excited for the sake of being excited about being the chosen one.
Yes, and then they all like point out, it says the world will turn to ash. Ash, that's your name. And he's like, oh shit.
Like, oh no.
If I remember, like, he uses the line, I wish my mom named me Bob now.
Yeah. And by turn to ash, these people, coincidentally, one of them named Ash, happened to be in the party at the time. They looked at him and they decided, okay, the meaning of this prophecy is the people of the world will turn to you for guidance.
Yes, you will save us all.
Which is a... Wow, that is a jump in logic. Whereas the original prophecy just called...
the Great Controller?
Yeah. The god of fire, god of lightning, and god of ice must not be touched.
The gods in...
Yes.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. In, like, Japanese law.
Yeah.
Else heaven and earth will be angered and the world will face destruction. The god of the sea will appear to stop the destruction, but it will not prevent the world's destruction. Unless an exceptional trainer appears to calm the wrath of the gods. And by exceptional trainer, apparently the movie translates to the Great Controller.
And this is where our villain departs again to go catch Articuno, who is throwing a right foot at his brothers were caught. But it doesn't feel like Articuno is trying to take over the world.
No.
Like...
Articuno is just, like, he seems desperate that his brothers were captured. He doesn't know what to do with his life, so he's just gonna freeze the entire ocean.
Also, I realize he does kind of just freeze the entire ocean, because as we'll see later, land Pokemon will just be running on the ice.
Yes.
Land Pokemon that have no right being able to swim there.
Like, Tauros, sure, he can learn surf. Though we do see an Ekans.
No. Yeah, so as we see, all the Pokemon are trying to converge on fucking the Orange Islands, but when it comes to all the water Pokemon that they're showing are swimming to the island, a fucking Ekans is next to Gyarados, but Ekans can't learn swim.
Surf.
Surf.
Yeah, Ekans can't learn surf in any capacity. But apparently Lickitung can. Fun fact, I don't know why Lickitung can, but Lickitung can.
Just surfs on his tongue. Yeah, and then it also cuts to the Pokemon that can flying to Orange Island, but then it cuts to the land Pokemon, which is obviously now Geodude, Onix, Venusaur, and
Geodude can hover.
Yes, I don't think he hovers over water. But
okay. It's probably just magnetic.
Yes,
field.
Yeah, like the Magnemites are also chilling.
Yeah.
But there is a Zubat and a whatever the evolved form of Zubat is.
Golbat.
Yeah, Golbat. Sorry,
Crobat wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, not yet. So yeah, those two are just chilling, watching the flying Pokemon also go. But below them is a Tauros, who is not swimming.
Which, I mean, Tauros can learn surf.
Yes. As we said in our last video,
Yeah.
Tauros is very comfortable surfing.
Tauros are like, I don't remember, did you put up that picture?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Like, Tauros can surf as well as Melody can surf in a ship.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
For now, we see the professors in the helicopter in the middle of the storm, and
Professor
Professor
in
Ivy
their
looks...
natural habitat. Just buried behind books and computers and shit.
Technically, this is the natural habitat on observing natural phenomena. But yeah, Professor Ivy looks bored with life as she always does.
Yeah, Professor Ivy gives no fucks about the situation. She's just deadpan staring at life.
Just deadpans, and Oak has to explain everything. Where his weird theory is that fire melted ice and that made water, and electricity just keeps them in check.
Kinda, yeah. But then he also explains, like, how the ocean currents are getting altered by the lack of Moltres and Zapdos,
Yes.
and how it's going to eventually destroy the world. I know that the other generations didn't exist yet, but was fucking Kyogre sleeping?
Kyogre, Groudon is just chilling.
I mean, what's Groudon,
Rayquaza.
what's Groudon gonna do in this situation?
Just walk his way there, just vomit lava until he gets to the island. Rayquaza thought nothing of what's happening.
I mean, he doesn't give a shit. The sky is fine. It's just very windy these days. He doesn't care.
So after the professors explain the entire thing, Ash tries to free Moltres in the worst way, which is again body check.
Which, once again, Ash has a habit of either body checking things or standing in front of things that he
Like,
shouldn't be standing
Ash-
in front of.
Again, Ash knows, as a human, Ash knows one attack. Tackle.
I mean, what else do you know? Do you know Scratch? Do you know Fury Swipe?
Yeah, so Ash body checks the fuck out of this cage and just gets his ass handed to him, basically because it just electrocutes him. And then he does the smart thing finally of just Pikachu tries to electrocute him, then he brings out Charizard to fight Flamethrower, he brings out Squirtle and Bulbasaur,
Which
Bulbasaur doesn't use an actual
special
ranged
attack. Yeah, Bulbasaur. Whenever I see Bulbasaur trying to do something like that in
It's
any
Vine
of the
Whip.
movies, it's Vine Whip. He knows Razor Leaf and Solar
He knows
Beam,
Razor Leaf and Solar Beam, yeah.
which Solar Beam would have been major in the situation. I feel like.
Yeah, and it's not like there's no sunlight, because they are in a room of windows and it is daytime now.
Yeah, and then Bulbasaur's just mooning it with his Vine Whips, and I'm just concerned that he's gonna get burned. He's right next to Charizard.
Yes, his Vine Whips are just gonna get fucked. And then behind them, Team Rocket's trying to be Zapdos. And their first thing is wheezing, body check.
Instead of, wheezing, fucking Sludge Bomb.
Sludge Bomb. Ekans is smart, because Ekans just goes for Poison Sting
Yeah,
immediately.
which Jesse asked him to do. Whereas James just
Yeah.
said, Wheezing, go! And then Wheezing went and fainted because it got electrocuted.
Now I think it gets up and keeps trying
Did
to
it?
body check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone
Yes.
frees Moltres, and Moltres frees Zapdos, and Zapdos immediately tries killing Moltres.
Fucking Zapdos immediately, without a second thought, attacks Moltres after being freed.
Yes, like, sure, that's the thing. The weird thing is Moltres is trying to destroy the castle. Zapdos is flying around it, destroying the castle as well. But it's clearly also trying to hit Moltres.
It's trying to kill Moltres, and I don't know why.
Listen,
Like, I do know why,
He
but-
really wants world power.
It's like, just the most ungrateful piece of shit.
I mean, when you have a speech like he did early in the movie, you're gonna try and just accidentally take out your competition. And so they destroy the fucking castle entirely.
Yeah, castle plummets to the ground.
It crashes on Lightning Island, where the castle breaks the statue that was holding the lightning orb, and it just rolls in front of Ash. I'm like,
Ash, who
Okay.
is at the foot of the island at this point.
because they all just ran out of the crashing ship.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, what is this man's luck? Because, like I said before, the first orb that he got was very tightly secured in the jaws of a Moltres statue. How the fuck did this one come out so easily? Is it because Articuno's beak is thinner? Or not Articuno, Zapdos' beak is thinner?
Yeah, I guess. And then, yeah, Lugia finally actually does something.
Yeah.
Which
Lugia
is show
shows
up. For some reason, the boat is suddenly back.
Yeah, same boat. Don't know where it came from. Different island. Stay.
Same boat.
Oh no! The boat got caught with the ship, so I assumed it just fell out of the ship.
Yes, but it fell out into the water.
Yeah,
Again,
luckily.
what is their luck?
Listen, you can't fulfill a prophecy without breaking a few luck eggs.
Lugia, as a whirlpool, carries the ship to where everything must go, and then only Kirk does nothing. I think because that's when we're introduced to Slowking.
Yes.
We've seen Slowking throughout the movie. But
Like, just
this is
chilling. Slowking just been
Yes.
vibing this entire movie. He's
Yes.
the most chill dude. I'm sure he's been smoking a doobie.
And Slowking confused the fuck out of me as a child.
Because he could speak?
No, I didn't know how to get a Slowking as a child.
Oh, yes. And then, like, I didn't either. I mean, I barely knew how to get a slow bro. That's just because I'm stupid. But I remember you telling me how to get a slow king in high
Yes.
school. And that was on
King's
fucking-
Rock.
Yeah, use a King's Rock, or give him a King's Rock while training. And the same can be done for Polytoad. As you give
Yes.
a Poliwhirl a King's Rock, and it'll turn into a Polytoad. And yeah, that was back in high school on, was that Diamond and Pearl, or Hot Gold and Soul Silver?
That was Diamond and Pearl side, yeah. Like, it was Gen 4, basically.
Yeah. And then,
This is where Ash tries to just stop the three shooting each other in the sky with his own body by blocking the attacks.
you know, in that Ash fashion.
He tries stopping attacks that are missing each other
Yes.
by standing where they are gonna hit. And his ass has to get saved by Lugia.
That sound!
Again, I know, for the first time, actually.
This is the first time, like, Lugia technically carried him to this by saving him from the boat, but
Yeah. That's when Ash that's when Slowking once again rehashes the prophecy, and then also looks at Ash and like, oh, so you're Ash.
Yeah, this is around where Lugia just gets fucked by the three, and then Slowking has to exposit the entire thing again.
Exposit the entire thing and tell Ash, go put the orbs on the pedestals.
Take the treasure and put it there.
Yes.
In his super laid back tone. I fucking love the voice acting for Slowking. He's super chilled and I love it.
My favorite line is, I need pants.
I need pants. This is where Ash realizes that
He's the chosen one.
not just that, but also that the three orbs fit in to the slots where you can see the three islands from the pedestal, and there's only one island left, and it's on the other fucking side of the world.
Yes, but first they have to revive Lugia because he got entirely fucked up by the three birds. Because wow, one of them is super. Wait, is ice super effective against water? Yeah, I haven't played the games in such a long time that I'm gonna need help on this.
Ice attacks are most effective against grass, flying, ground, and dragon Pokemon. They are weakest against water.
Okay. So it's just Zapdos again, that's just Big Dick OG, or that
Yeah.
can basically one-shot the Lugia that only knows Protect and Tackle.
Yes, for the most part of this movie, he knows Protect and Tackle. Used Whirlpool once, that was it.
So Lugia gets fucked up, they have to revive Lugia with a song.
Keep in mind, at this point, Mr. Bad Guy still trying to catch Lugia.
Finally, my prize. It's magnificent.
And I think he only succeeds late on?
Yeah, so basically it just, like, it randomly just cuts to him. My prize, and then it ignores him again.
Yeah.
Like, this is the most nothing villain, but again, I love him as a villain, but he's not there.
He just doesn't exist. He caused the cuck to happen. That
Yes.
is all. He served his purpose.
And this is also where we see all the Pokemon decide to come back. By this amazing shot where it turns out Gyarados is making a path through the ice with
Yes.
Hyper Beam constantly.
Yes.
But then there's a Ninetales running on the ice, which leads me to wonder where the hell did this Ninetales and the Machamps and that come from?
I mean, Ninetales just be Ninetales in.
Yeah, but there's a Nidoran, there's Clefairy,
I'm sure
there's
they...
a Rattata.
Listen, there's enough water Pokemon that can use Surf while carrying another Pokemon, okay? They've just
No,
hitched a ride.
If you look at the group shot,
I
there
know,
are Kangaskhan's!
I know. I mean...
Which leads me to believe that they ran from a different orange island. Like, the ground types are from
Most
a different
likely,
orange
yeah.
island that ran on the ice. Which leads me to wonder what happens to them when the ice just defrosts later on. The ice defrosts very quickly in this
Yes.
movie. Also, this is where we get Lugia to come back with the music.
Lugia, the sound it makes is just like the song from the legend.
song has restored my strength.
Yes.
Where Lugia's call is the same as the song throughout this movie, by the way, which, again, I wish Lugia only did his call. It gets weird because Lugia starts talking at this point.
Very little, but he does start talking. I feel like it's just, like, it's telepathy, you know? Sometimes you don't need to say anything.
Yeah, it still feels a bit weird that they're like, sometimes he'll talk, sometimes he'll just use body language.
Listen. Lugia is an edgy, broody teenager. He doesn't speak a lot. He just doesn't like talking.
Yeah, he just sits at the bottom of the ocean, just brooding to himself.
Like, yeah, I'm so edgy.
I can take out these 3 bitches anytime. Just goes up. Ah, fuck. This is where their parent, the professor and Ash's mom,
Shows
survive a helicopter crash.
Fucking Ash's mother is the most resilient person in the world. Keep in mind, while this is happening, Ash has fashioned himself a sled out of broken ship parts.
Finally, the boat actually gets destroyed.
Yeah. And is making his way to Ice Island.
With his Charizard, his Bulbasaur, and his Squirtle.
Which I guess the Bulbasaur and Squirtle are just there to keep him grounded, otherwise Charizard's gonna yeet away with him.
I don't know, I do feel like Squirtle runs faster, slower than both of them, because Squirtle is a two-legged...
Yeah. Like I said, it's probably just to keep them grounded while Charizard pulls, otherwise they'd be flying. And as we know, Charizard cannot learn fly.
Which, honestly, this sled section is really cool.
It's really cool. And then Charizard with Squirtle and Bulbasaur pulling, while Pikachu's just sitting on his ass.
Yes, and Lugia is covering them.
Yeah, Lugia just using
Lugia
Protect.
only knows. Yeah, he only knows Protect and Tackle.
Yeah. And,
to be fair, it is kinda cool seeing Lugia just attack the bird while they're trying to just take Ash out.
And then Articuno just makes an ice pillar that kind of fucks him up.
Yes, and there, as you pointed out, there is a nice little thing where Ash pulls Charizard in before he just flies face first into the ice.
Into the ice and into the bit of water that was there briefly. Then Team Rocket shows up with a rubber dinghy that they have.
With a propeller to propel them, but it's made from a crashed helicopter.
And we don't know where it's getting power from.
It's how did they make this, and where's it getting power from?
Do you think they just... I mean, I was gonna say, do you think they just strapped it to Pikachu and just, used him for electricity? But no, they didn't, because they've had it since before.
I guess they just took the helicopter battery and...
I mean, I do see some semblance of it. I mean, they could have taken the engine from the ship.
Yeah, so it's the rotor from the helicopter, because there is a shot earlier where they look at it.
Yeah, they took the rotor from the helicopter, the engine from the ship, and attached it to a rubber dinghy.
I guess.
And somehow, they are traversing through a cave.
Yes. Remember, friction doesn't exist in Pokemon.
No. Honestly, it was a really cool scene. It's just they were pros at navigating with this thing.
Yes, like they immediately know. Yeah, so once they get past that, they get the ice orb, and Articuno senses the shit and immediately just tries to murder them.
Not just Articuno, all 3 of them.
No. Articuno tries murdering them, and they murder Articuno.
No. Moltres also takes a shot at them, and then they murder Articuno.
Like, Articuno does not survive this, in all honesty.
No, he should not. He bounced a lot.
His head hit a fucking rock, and he's not in the movie until the end.
Yeah, I don't think he shows up for a while after this. And this is where, Ash jumps onto Lugia.
This is where Ash escapes. Like, get on, and then Ash, there's something we never point out, and it's a cool touch in Lugia since he's an underwater bird. The spikes on his backs lowers whenever he needs speed or to go underwater.
Yeah, so they work as fins, which is, I really like that part of his design.
Yeah, it's a very cool touch. Like, Lugia looks cool in certain things, but he also looks kind of weird in certain shots.
His wings are really big. He just has massive hands for wings.
That's the weird part about it.
But everything else about him is like, he looks like a very friendly giant bird of death and destruction. I'd let him kill me.
We'll see later on. When he's pissed, he's pissed. So yeah, this is where also Team Rocket just decides they accept death because
Yes.
Ash will save the world, which goes on with the regular theme in the movies where Team Rocket
Does a good thing. Where
Team Rocket becomes the tritagonist, I think it's called, where they are antagonists that become protagonists for
the sake of the movie, for the sake of the world in this case.
Yeah.
And yeah, they legitimately just say, we accept death and plummet to their deaths.
You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Team Rocket's blasting off with gold!
Like, they're even like, the ice is gonna hurt, and I guess we're going to die. And then they at least fall in water.
Yeah,
which,
thanks to
it's kind
the
of hinted at, a Gyarados created it.
They are lucky that the Gyarados was done. Or they would have either fallen into ice, or they would have fallen into a fucking hyper beam.
Yes.
Neither which would have been very good for them.
Yeah, and this is where our actual antagonist shows up for the second last time.
Yeah, he shows up again at the very end, but...
Yeah, just to show her, I've kinda learnt my lesson. Yeah, so it's the triangles that get Lugia.
Yeah.
And Lugia gets so pissed at this guy trying to capture him, he fucking learns Hyper Beam.
On the spot.
On the spot. And this is where Lugia looks scary as fuck, because he's just cutting his face and Hyper Beam.
I mean, he's the fucking guardian of the ocean. He's supposed to be looking after the 3 legendary birds. And this man caused all this shit. You think he's not gonna be pissed? I'm pretty pissed.
Yes, but then it gets to the point where Lugia's just captured and he's just hyper beaming everything.
I mean, pain and confusion, you know?
Yeah, true enough. But he's literally just flying through the air and he accidentally hyper beams the other 2 birds as well.
I mean, they deserved it at this point, let's be honest. They deserved some divine retribution.
To be fair, the birds don't do anything from then on to
Yeah.
the main characters. But this is where Ash should also have died from hypothermia because he falls with Lugia into the frozen ocean and Misty has to go swim and fetch him.
Lugia fights for a while. Also, I want to say, Lugia's hyper beam looks fucking amazing. The way it like
especially
arcs
when it
out
splits.
first.
Yeah.
Like, does it split out and then converges into one single beam, and it looks amazing.
Yes.
And then Lugia falls into the tundra, the ocean, the freezing ocean.
That's his natural
Worth
habitat.
Ash.
He'll be fine. It's
Worth Ash and Pikachu.
Should be dead. Yeah.
Yes. And at this point, Misty and Stacy? Tracy. Shit, sorry. Said Stacy 3 times. Tracy managed to find him, and Misty manages to pull him in.
Yes, this is actually the part where you this is the part you remind. Tracy's actually in this movie.
Yes. Also, this is the part where Misty is like, bitch, that's my man. I'ma go save him to Melody, because Melody's like, yeah, you take the ocarina, I'm gonna go save Ash. And Misty's like, no, you can play the ocarina. I've never seen this instrument in my life. How the hell am I gonna do that?
You need to be Zelda. It's literally she answers to Misty like, you play, I'll go save London. No. I didn't even play Zelda.
And then, firstly, we said Ash and Pikachu should die of hypothermia. Misty as well, she swam into that ocean.
Yeah, don't worry, 5 minutes later, everything's solved.
And Ash with his one-track mind just kind of shoves them off and gets on with his...
Yes, because he knows. It's like he knows putting this orb will just stop him being cold.
Still though, a thank you would have been nice. It doesn't take much to say thank you for saving my life, Misty and Stacy.
And this is where we learn the true power of the 3 orbs was to unlock the fountain of Mountain Dew.
Yes! The fountain of never-ending Mountain Dew that will flow into the ocean.
It flows into the ocean and unfreezes everything.
Pokemon are still standing on the ice, but nah.
That's my point. The Pokemon that said I just vanish at this point is like the writers even forgot about them.
Yeah.
Because I know they do show some of
it's
water types leaving, but the ground types are kinda screwed.
It's possible they just went to an island as soon as they could, and they kind of just stuck there now.
Okay, yeah. So the islands just have more Pokemon now, I guess.
Also, I would like to point out, Ash brings back the 3rd orb, and shows it to Slowking, and Slowking's like, "You must be the one to push it to place the orb," and I'm just like, "But why though?"
Yes.
I don't see why he has to do it.
No, Slowking wants none of the shit. He just loves on the
Slowking
silence.
wants no responsibility.
He just loves your family. He just wants it to be back to normal.
And then the Mountain Dew is released,
The Mountain Dew is released.
and then Melody plays another lovely melody.
She
For her
plays the
namesake.
Song of Healing. It's literally the Song of Healing because it somehow revives
Lugia.
Articuno.
Oh, and
no, it
Articuno.
first revives Articuno. Then it revives the other two birds who apparently got hit by the Hyper Beam, even though it clearly misses.
I mean, residual damage. Hyper Beam's a pretty potent attack, you know.
True, especially Lugia's one that's
Yeah.
apparently like 20 beams converged into one. Yeah, so it fixes everything, and Lugia finally returns. Has Ash hide on him?
I love how Zapdos reviving is like a moment of clarity for him. It's like, oh shit, I've been an asshole all this time. Whereas Articuno just looks like he's waking up from a nap.
Yes, Zapdos is waiting for his next turn at the shit.
Yeah. Like, damn it.
Like, he's
my
literally
plans are
just
failed.
like... Yes, he's literally waiting to fuck over everyone again. This is also where we do get our bad guy finally returning.
Oh, yeah.
Looking at his Mew card, but that started this entire addiction of catching,
I thought that was
collecting.
post-credits.
No, it's before the credits. It's
Ah.
when it's because the current leaves the ocean and that's apparently fine. And floats above everyone and he looks up at it like, oh, what have I
Ah.
done? I guess I have to start again.
He got that super rare Mew artifact card, you know? And that started his addiction to gachas.
Also, I just noticed all the water Pokemon that are swimming back to the mainland, you do see Eevees and Rattatas on their back.
Yeah, they probably just rode on some of the... Because they did say some are cooperating. Some Pokemon are riding with the assistance of...
Oh my god, I see an Arbok swimming.
Once again, the Ekans line cannot learn surf.
But yeah, that's basically the movie. All that happens now is our recurring gag of Team Rocket gets stuck on whatever island or place they were having their little adventure on.
Melody, I think, teases Misty one more time before they set out again.
Isn't it around this where Misty also just accepts it?
Yeah. Oh, wait, we forgot how Ash's mother shows up and just reprimands him for being a reckless again.
Yeah, for being reckless.
Good parenting, I guess. Also, the gag that you mentioned about Team Rocket getting stranded on the island, you forgot to mention that they also busy arguing about whether or not they were good or bad.
Yeah, they also broke the fourth wall, Slowking, when they're like, but how can we be good? No one saw. And Slowking's like, everyone saw. And then they just look at the camera.
And then we have another beautiful song at the end credits.
No, screw the song. Melody shows up for the last time.
I was
playing
about to
Rocket.
mention that.
No, that's the most important part about this.
Melody is
gone.
playing a song while the song is playing, is what I was gonna say.
Yes, but Melody's gone. There's one song we have to talk about. That's the Poke.
Oh, yes.
This fucking random ass song, which I'm gonna try not getting copyright strike for it, so I'm gonna only keep in like 7 seconds, but that's, I think, enough to hear poker music.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I love dub music in the early 2000s also. You get the most random shit like the digi-rap, pokey rap.
And it's just, it doesn't fit the scene at all, but it just, you know, it's there. Also, Slowking goes back to his hole, to his cave.
Oh, of course, he needs to go look big again.
Like, I imagine this Slowking is ancient. It's been there since that prophecy was foretold, and it's just been living. Its one duty is to make sure that prophecy is carried out every time.
Like, that's the thing. Do the people on the tribe, do they know of Slowking?
I don't think so.
Because they have to go take the orbs to that island. Does Slowking just chill underneath while they're doing the shit?
I think Slowking is just chilling most of the time. He's just on his own bus. But yeah, that basically brings us to the end of the movie.
Yeah, that brings us to the end. What's your final thoughts on it?
How can I say this? When I was younger, this movie was the one movie that I only saw one time. And for years, I hunted down this movie and no video store had it. So yeah, in terms of my thoughts on this movie itself, personally, I really like it. It's early 2000s. is the best way to say it.
That's
Is
not
it
even
not?
made in
No,
1999.
it's the 1990s, like late 1990s though.
Yeah, it's 1999 to be precise.
The animation is done pretty damn well from like almost the entire movie. Like we said in our last podcast that some of the scenes looked a bit choppy or some of the animation looks a bit weird. There's very little of that in this movie. So in terms of the animation quality, I feel like they upped their game heavily. They probably also had a bigger budget because this was the second movie.
I mean, there is the thing of it's also a very fight-like movie where most of the fights is just Lugia body checking everything.
Yeah, Lugia body checking everything and lots of fire, lightning, and ice just plowing through the world. In terms of the story, I feel like nowadays it's a very generic story. It's just a story of the hero must fulfill the prophecy by collecting. And yeah, in terms of the story, I just really liked it. I mean, we both really like Melody. And so in terms of the characters, they were just...
Yes.
There weren't many NPCs or like side characters in this movie. There were like 3. Yeah. Like we said earlier, the villain kind of fell flat because he didn't have enough of a presence within the movie. And honestly, he was honestly one of the weakest villains in Pokemon movies history. Because firstly, he let everybody out of their cages, which caused the legendary birds to break out, which caused his castle to fall. And then when he tried to capture Lugia, Lugia blew up the fucking castle again. He did nothing. He started the train that kicked off the movie and then did nothing. Which is something that will happen with characters in future movies as well. But they aren't necessarily bad guys at that point. Usually they're just misguided or made a mistake or something, and that caused the events to occur. What are your takes on this movie though?
Oh, my take is... Firstly, the villain was kind of nothing, as we were saying constantly. So I kind of wished he was around more, but understandable. I did like the movie though. It's like, it's not as good as the first one, but it's still up there.
Like, for me, I feel like I personally enjoy this one more than the first one, but I'm not sure why. I think it's just I like the Pokemon here, that feature here more. Like, I've never been too big of a fan of Mewtwo as a Pokemon, or as a movie antagonist, I guess.
Yeah, because Mewtwo is like, Mewtwo has a plan at least. Like, he's the antagonist of this movie, so he's the main center. Whereas this one, Lugia is kinda there to help, but that makes Lugia kinda cool when he does his shit, like his 5,000 Hyper Beam into one.
Yeah. It's a good way to showcase the Pokemon without giving them too much attention and kind of over spoiling them, like they did with Mewtwo a bit. Well, they seriously hyped up Mewtwo with his movie. That's because they could focus on Mewtwo. I mean,
yeah, but they hype Mewtwo still to this day by giving him new movies. When he was included in Smash, they made it a big deal. He's the last thing they fight in Origins.
He got a Mega Evolution in Gen 6.
He got 2 Mega Evolutions. Yeah. Well, final thoughts are, it's a really good movie still. Like, as I said, I enjoy it, but it's not as good as the first one. And I do think it's kinda in the middle where there are a bunch of future movies that I do like way more.
Yeah.
But it's still up there.
It's still a good movie. I think I'd probably give this a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6-7 out of 10.
Mostly docking points because Pikachu is a messiah for some reason, and it's never explained. That is why I'm docking points.
Pikachu knows his shit.
Pikachu apparently was an archaeologist in his past life.
Yes, Pikachu studied the world's lore, okay?
Pikachu was isekai'd from a world that had Pokemon. Okay, if you have any thoughts or comments on Pokemon 2000 or any feedback for us that you would like to give, then feel free to leave it down in the comments below. Yes, you at home watching this video. And if you...
or listening.
Oh, sorry, listening. I mean, I assume most of you are listening to us. This was to watch this. yeah, if you enjoyed the movie, please do hit that like button. It does help us. If you dislike the movie, oh, sorry, not the movie, the review, the video, the podcast, whatever the fuck this is.
No. Only dislike if you do not like the movie.
Yes, if you did not like the movie, but you don't give a shit about the review, leave a dislike. I don't mind. Still interaction, you know. We still get
Yeah,
that
interaction's
algorithm.
interaction. Yeah, that's fine.
And lastly, if you are not subscribed yet, then feel free to do so. I'm not going to force you, but it's always appreciated. And with that, I think we can call it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what's the next one going to be? That's the last of Gen 1.
We'll surprise our viewers, or you can always leave a suggestion in the
comments.
comment section.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions on what movie we should do next, then let us know down in the comments below. Alright guys, that's it from us.
Yeah, thanks everyone for getting this far in the video, and yeah, as you said, this is it for us on this video. Thank you all. Hope to see you next time. Johnny.
Safety Owens.